Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. So I've been missing in action for a while, but I had a really good topic that I wanted to talk about. That's just it's one of those things where it just kept reoccurring, and I knew I had to make a video about it. It just it took a while for me to get to this point where I could sit down, with the holidays and tournaments and stuff. So I'm just very thankful to be able to sit down and just talk with you guys. So before I start, just wanted to give a shout out to one of my best friends, Clinton Gouveia. He just got his black belt after, man, maybe like 10, 12, 11 years maybe of training. And Clinton, he used to be the manager at Alliance, and he trained a lot, especially purple. Leading up to purple belt, he trained a lot, and his goal, his dream was to always to become a physical therapist. um, and he went to school, he went to undergraduate, did that, kept training, and then he was very fortunate to get into graduate school for physical therapy at Mercer in Atlanta. And so it was hard for him to keep training with rotations and having to study and tests. So he had to kind of put training kind of on hold to pursue his dream. And also during the same period of time, he had a major injury to his knee. He tore his ACL, so he had to recuperate from that injury, which took like a year or two before he could kind of get back in the groove. You know, and so I'm just Clinton was one of my great friends, and he's always been there to support me. So I just wanted to give him a shout out because he kind of exemplifies what a lot of jiu-jitsu practitioners are like. A lot of jiu-jitsu practitioners, they don't train full time. They have careers, they have families, they have other priorities. But he just demonstrates how if you don't give up, you keep being persistent in your training, you can make it, guys. No matter what your work situation is, your obligations, if you keep trying your best and you're training and you're trying to improve your jiu-jitsu, you're going to make it to black belt one day. Just don't give up. So I just want to give a shout out to Clinton. Good work, buddy. Well deserved, well earned. Took forever, but things that you work for are those are the things that you really appreciate in life. So uh, great work, man. I'm proud of you. So my topic for today is just this is more towards white belts, but also towards instructors. And one question that I kept getting, repeated to me was from white belt students, beginner students, was, I don't know what to do when rolling, or, what do I do? Like that's the one thing that it happened multiple times within like maybe 2 week period where white belt students they would be like, man, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And this would be after like me showing them a move or like a sequence, and they would be able to do the sequence if I kind of walk them through it. But when they would do the live training, they kind of got lost in the just the transitions. They got lost in just how to get into the right positions. So this is really for newer people, beginners, but also instructors or maybe assistant instructors or higher belts that have to help out every now and again. So one thing I did with these white belts, with these beginner students, so I would show them a sequence of moves. For instance, we would show the armbar from closed guard, and we would work all the details from that position. And that was really great. They would get that move after a few tries or practicing it for a few days. They could do the move, and then they would do like free sparring, and then they didn't know how to get to the close guard, and then they would get frustrated with themselves, especially going against people with a little bit more experience. So I think one thing that can help in this situation is, of course, you're gonna show them how to do the technique, but one thing that helps a lot is positional sparring. So for my example, the armbar from a close guard, just have them spar from the close guard, and of course they're gonna try and do the move, and maybe it might work, maybe it won't work, who knows? But just let them get the experience from that position first, and then before they do the free sparring, or it doesn't have to be on the same day. Maybe they do like positional sparring from close guard, for example, just for like maybe a week or two. They do that, and then they go into the free sparring. When they go into the free sparring, it's really important that you help them understand how to get back into that position, into that closed guard position. Because if you let a beginner student start from, in jiu-jitsu we start on our knees, or sometimes we start on our feet. If you tell them, hey, you know, um, if you don't tell them anything, you just say, hey, just go and train. They're not going to be able to get back to closed guard, or if they do, it's going to be after like a crazy scramble, and they're not going to think about what they're doing really. So as instructors, we kind of have to guide the students into the position. So I had a student, he didn't know how to get, he did spider guard. He just happened to learn spider guard before close guard or something. So we started him in close guard or free sparring, and then he had no idea how to get back to the spider guard. So for him, I showed him how to, if he started in close guard, just a basic transition would be to, all right, you're just gonna place your feet on the hips of your partner, and you're gonna just kind of either push them away, or kind of move your body away from them, creating distance, and then work to your double sleeve grip, and then you can get your spider guard or lasso, or whatever kind of spider guard, open guard you want to play. So I think a lot of beginners get caught in the transitions. They might know like one or two positions, but they don't know how to get from one position to the other position. And I see this a lot, especially with white belts, because I'll be coaching them, and then I'll try to give them some feedback while they're live sparring, and then they'll just kind of like let go of everything, and look up at me and be like, "What?" And I'm like, "No, don't let go of everything." So for newer students, don't let go of everything. Always try to keep control of something. So like an old school concept that still works is just you need at least 3 points of contact with your opponent with the gi on. For instance, this could be a de la Hiva with you controlling the ankle, your say left leg in the de la Hiva position, and your right leg could either be touching their far side leg, or you could have their sleeve or their lapel with your right hand. So in this case, I have at least 3 points of contact. You can have more than 3 points of contact. Obviously, you have four limbs that you can utilize. But if you have less than 3 points of contact, usually you're going to get your guard pass. That's what happens a lot of times. Um, so it's really important as instructors that we take the time to kind of not only to demonstrate the move and show the move and have students practice the moves, but also they need to positional spar from the moves, and they also need some kind of idea of how to get back to those positions. So I think that's really important, and I made it my not really my mission, but I made my I made my focus kind of to go up to these students that were kind of frustrated or confused about what to do, and I would sit down with the person, say I would meet them before class, and I would sit down and I would run through just a basic game plan for the person. For instance, I would talk to, we had one student, she knew a little bit of spider guard, but she didn't really know like how to pass the spider guard or how to like sweep from spider guard. So I just walked her through like how to start a whole match. Everything from shaking the hands to how to get the right grip, to which sweep to try, to how to go on top and pass the guard and get to side mount and then go for a submission. And so just giving students like that basic game plan, it really helps them kind of, it's like a guideline for them to just kind of follow. And then, of course, things are going to happen. The opponent's going to kind of give them a lot of resistance, and maybe the move might work, maybe the move might not work. But as long as they have some type of guideline, they're gonna be a lot better off than if you just gave them no kind of help. So that's kind of how I got through that. Um, there's really no shortcut cut in this situation. You just kind of got to sit the person down and kind of figure out a game plan for them that works for them, and make sure you kind of talk to them about the moves. Like, hey, you're gonna grab this. You need to do this, like very step by step. And I think a lot of people learn that way. Some people, they're very analytical. They can kind of pick up on that kind of thing. They can study YouTube and other videos, competition footage. But other people, they need like a little bit more guidance. So hopefully this helps. We have the holidays coming up, but I'm gonna keep doing my videos and keep blogging as much as I can. And I really can't wait for 2018. Got a lot of big things planned. And that's it, guys. Till next time. Ciao.